Today, in solidarity with Bessemer, Alabama. So first, I'm going to bring up Gemma.
Market Street, January 20th, 2021. We are here at the Amazon protest. Amazon does not have a union. People in Alabama are fighting for a union. So we are sitting here supporting them.
Nina Simone, famous for
excellent.
So what are we doing here right now?
Make me lose my rest.
Yeah, what are you doing here right now?
We're joining a big rally.
Alabama became the 22nd state.
The primary reason I came here was for the Amazon workers in Bessemer,
The state motto
Alabama.
is, we dare to defend our rights.
We are hearing from other workers
it's
as
the
well.
Heart of Dixie. Every time Nina Simone's song, Mississippi Got
That's a good thing.
Postal workers.
It reminds me of the Heart of
Yeah.
Dixie.
Yeah. For example, art museum workers.
Uh-huh.
Jobs with Justice has been working with them for a long time.
Solid.
Now they've joined Ashley. That's great.
That sounds good. Your name is?
My name is Ben Sear.
Oh, good.
I'm a retired teacher.
Are you?
I am.
Oh, for real? And yours, sir?
1963.
This is Rick.
18 days after the March on Washington.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be looking for it. Okay. Bye-bye. Yeah, that was decent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're getting ourselves together and getting on that in here. Yeah, this was... Oh, well, there was a conversation. Yeah, she's going to send it to me.
With the same union busting tactics my bosses saw this law firm use against the workers over at the PMA right here within our very own art community. We always knew it wasn't about the money, it was about the ethics and priorities of bosses and how they choose to spend their money. It was made completely clear that our bosses would rather spend our students' tuition dollars paying Morgan Lewis to union bus than to properly compensate and equip the people who spend all their time in the classroom with the students. In a similar fashion, Amazon, one of the most lucrative and powerful companies on the planet, chooses to invest in this anti-union law firm rather than in their workers. Amazon chooses to pay these union-busting lawyers rather than providing safe, stable, and respectful working conditions to their workers. My colleagues at UArts and all the members of United Academics of Philadelphia stand with the Amazon workers as they fight for their right to dignified work and a secure future through a union. Thank you.
Solidarity to the Amazon workers in Bessemer, Alabama, as they press forward to vote for their human right to have a union. In reading the book Hammer and Hoe, Alabama Communists During the Great Depression, that area of Alabama has a rich history of organizing low-wage workers, sharecroppers, the unemployed, etc. Organizing against the KKK, racist police, etc. They have a long, proud history that all of us should be proud of. To our beloved comrades, the Amazon workers, we salute you as you continue that region's proud legacy of organizing for workers' rights, and we pledge our support as you boldly step into this historic moment, voting to have a union, your human right to a life of dignity with a union, and no amount of harassment or intimidation from the Amazon bosses or from the local police or anyone else shall stop you from this historic moment. These high-priced lawyers cannot stop you. It's time, it's time, it's time. As we continue with Black History Month, let us know Just last week, February 12th, marked the 53rd anniversary of the Memphis sanitation workers strike that Dr. Martin Luther King supported. As we continue on with Black History Month and all the excitement and the buzz about the new movie, Judas and the Black Messiah, let us also be reminded that the Black Panther Party had a long history of working with unions. That was not in the movie. So for example, the Black Panther Party in Oakland, California worked with Cesar Chavez and the United Farm Workers in a series of actions against a grocery store chain, and that relationship lasted from 1968 to 1973. So again, in closing, lastly, as the Amazon workers press forward to their victory, because their victory is our victory. A victory for one is truly a victory for all. Let us also be reminded of the example, the courageous example set for us by the League of Revolutionary Black Workers, which started in Detroit, Michigan in 1969. They grew rapidly across the auto industry and other industries as well. They sought to organize workers and others in their community. So let's give it up for the League of Revolutionary Black Workers. Let's give it up for all union workers in their proud history. Last 2 points I want to make. Let's be reminded of the workers, the sweatshop workers in Haiti, and what's going on there now. Let us not be confused. The Biden administration does not support the people of Haiti. They only support that puppet they helped put in office. Last point I want to make. Let us not be confused in this era of Black Lives Matter. The police are not workers. The FOP is not a union. The police are not workers. They only support the property interests of the capitalist class, the ruling class. So no police unions in our unions. No police unions in our unions. No police unions in our unions. So we, on behalf of the Black Alliance for Peace, we say thank you all very much. Let's organize, let's win.
No justice! No justice! No justice!
Be free and go to work, own some land and so forth. But in the beginning, African people, African slaves, European slaves, indigenous servants understood they had an interest, a common interest, and that was to overthrow the ruling class. That was to overthrow the ruling class. And so it's important that we understand this history. If you look 1712, they was in New York. African workers, European workers was burning down buildings. We can talk about Bacon's Rebellion, and there was some contradictions with that, but you know, Bacon's Rebellion was African workers and white people coming together to overthrow this colonial system. And so it has to be the same today. It's very important. I don't want to go too deep into a history lesson, but we just got to like really understand, like even during Reconstruction, after Reconstruction, you had white workers, African workers coming together, the Populist Party and so forth. But what it's going to be important for white workers to understand that y'all can't, not at the expense of African people, black people. Y'all cannot benefit at our expense. If it's solidarity today, it gotta be solidarity tomorrow, no matter what. That's the only way that we're gonna win. There's more of us than them. That's what we have in the working class. Power to the people.
You heard him, power to the people! Power to the people! Now you know it, you keep that in your head. The power is with us! Now folks, we are going to be marching today to a Bezos-owned property, Whole Foods on the parkway up there. We are going to be marching in 20 minutes. But first, we have a bunch of great speakers who are out here today in solidarity. Next up, we are going to hear from Esteban Mena.
How you doing?
Give it up for Esteban from the local laborers 57.
you so much. I welcome everybody and thank everybody that put this grand day together for all of us. Please give yourselves a round of applause for me. One of my brother neighbors out here asked me, he said, man, this is funny without the blow-up rap. I said, no, we do have the blow-up rap. There it goes right there, the bald one right here, these fabulous ladies are holding. Let me say something real quick. If Bezos put the money that he's spending into Morgan Lewis and sat down with the workers of Amazon, we wouldn't even have to stand here today. But greed is a terrible thing. Our labor's union right now is sitting down battling Morgan and Lewis because we're trying to organize some United Scrap Workers here in Philadelphia. We had an NLRB election. We won the election. And they're still using legal tactics to prolong and make the people of that unit suffer. Shame on you, Morgan Lewis. Shame on you, Bezos. Well, but we're all standing here for a great reason today. It's to show the support, and this is what will help everyone.
You know, I
know. To be able to sit down and get fair day's wages for a fair day of work. That's not too much to ask for, is it? It's about equality for everybody. We wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for our ancestors and our fathers and grandfathers and grandmothers who died for the right of us to stand right here today. Why is it that companies like Morgan and Lewis are making hand over fist? Why? Because they're making it off the back of the workers. When we all wake up, then things will get better. But until then, fists in the air, let's keep the fight.
Philadelphia CLUE, the Coalition of Labor Union Women. At CLUE, we believe a woman's place is in her union. We are here today because an injury to one is what? An injury to one is what? That's right. It's an injury to all. And in the words of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. $182 billion. That's what Jeff Bezos is worth. $182 billion. His workers in Bessemer, Alabama make nearly $3 less than the median income in the area. How can anyone believe we do not have an income inequality crisis in America? Amazon is concerned about employees making rates, but what they need to do is make things right. All labor has dignity. In Alabama, Amazon workers deserve better.
Yes, they do.
Awesome.
These workers are doing the necessary work to address the income inequality crisis, and we stand in solidarity with them. Amazon's time off tasks are terrible operating tactics that cause employees to be disciplined or fired for moving too slow. Amazon, make things right. It is not unreasonable for Bessemer, Alabama workers to want to rest more.
All right, thank you very much, Monica Robinson from the Coalition of Labor Union Women.
Right.
All right, before we go to the next speaker, let's get those fists up.
Okay.
Let's get
Ready.
those fists up.
All right. See, that's the thing. See, trying to book.
Alabama. Solidarity with the workers.
Okay, you're in the
Alabama. Solidarity with the workers.
The labor's union.
Solidarity.
So I'm the head guy, I'm the business manager there, Labor's Local Union 57. We represent all the heavy and highway road worker men and women. We also represent a lot of private industry, lumber yards, cemeteries, scrap yards, and a slew of other private companies.
University Hospital. Please give it up for Mary Adamson.
So today we're here to support the Amazon workers in Alabama.
Belong to a lot of constituency groups. I'm also a member of the CBTU, the Coalition of Black Trade Unions. I'm the president of the Labor Council for Latin American Advancement. And right now, we just finished an NLRB election that we won over a company by the name of United Scrap. We won the election, and they ended up hiring Morgan Lewis, which is who Bezos hired to fight against some of the workers that just want a fair contract. So it's a big deal. We're out here to support the Amazon workers in Alabama. We understand, what it is. And, instead of Bezos paying these guys the crazy amount of money they're paying him, he should sit down and collectively bargain with the people that make him rich every day. They deserve that at the bare minimum.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And greet the people. And he sacrificed more than anything else that anybody can sacrifice. Sacrificed his life for his job. And I wonder today, if the Walton family, one thinks about him. Resources to the Jeff Bezos and the Morgan Lewises of the world. We're resources. We're not people anymore. Amazon workers all over the world struggled through this pandemic while Jeff Bezos and his corporate cronies, they raked in billions. $10 billion in one day. You know how much money that is? $10 billion in one day. And they ignored the social distance rules. They provided substandard PPE. And they unashamedly tried to broker a deal with the Congress to let them off the hook so they wouldn't be responsible for the workers who died in their factories. What kind of people are they? What makes them tick? It's so hard for me to understand. But I guess profit trumps people. No pun intended. I don't know what kind of deal they make with the devil. But right now, this time in American history is the time to say no more to capitalism. Every worker in this country has the right to collectively bargain for their wages, their benefits, and most importantly, their working conditions. If this country doesn't understand that after thousands of workers died from COVID exposure at work, when will they? At no point in our history, no point in labor history, is this more important. We gotta fight for workers' rights right now. We gotta stop this train. We gotta show these greedy leeches that we are sick and tired of the income inequality that they continue to prosper from. Buy nothing from Amazon. No matter how convenient it is, just say no. Before they purchase their 5th or 6th yacht, all workers in America deserve a good paying job with safe working conditions, free health care, and good education. And most importantly, a shot at the American dream that they love to talk about. And this will never happen. It will never happen until all workers get a seat at the table. When workers have a seat at the table, the exploitation can be exposed. They no longer control the narrative. The union, the alliance of workers in any given workplace, can speak to the inequity and take control of their working lives. So this is the time for American workers to take it back.
and most importantly, Bessemer, Alabama workers. We must support union workers and union organizing all over the world. To the Amazon workers in Alabama, you may think you're fighting for your own rights at your warehouse, and you are. But this organizing effort is reverberating everywhere on this planet. Your efforts can change the course of history for the working class. Vote yes. Claim that seat at the table. The nurses from Temple University Hospital Nurses Association are in solidarity with you. Our nurses across the state, solidarity to Bessemer, Alabama.
We're going to celebrate, we're going to congratulate, we're going to do everything we can, because if they win, we win. If they win, we win. Come on, guys. If they win, if they win, if they win, one union, come on, one union, one union. All right, thank you guys. God bless you guys. Be good, be safe.
To housing, you have to work a job. People do not need jobs in order to work, okay? It's true that the workers make our societies, but you do not need your work to be going through a job in order to contribute to your community. The only reason that people are working in jobs is because we have a society that has the food locked away and has the housing locked away and has placed it into the hands of the wealthy, and we don't need to have that going anymore, and we're going to transform that system. But until we do, every worker who is taking their labor out of their communities, away from their families, and putting it into these jobs where these motherfuckers own all of these resources, those people need to be supported, and they need a living wage. And so it is our job to stand with every person whose work is being exploited, because there's no person who should have to receive money and funds for their work in order to be able to have their basic needs met. All people's basic needs should be met by the entire society, by the entire community. There's no reason that any individual should be able to hoard the resources and funnel the resources through the worker. As that brother said, only thing I would correct from what you said is not if they win, when they win. When they win, we all win. When they win, we all win. When they win, we all win. If we don't stand with the workers, if we don't stand with our community members for the things that they need to ensure that they are safe, to ensure safety, violence is not only about being attacked with guns. Poverty is a form of violence. Homelessness is a form of violence. Lack of health care is a form of violence. These are the violences that lead to the conditions that bring about the more extreme kinds of violence that we see when individuals are getting gunned down in the street by these pigs that try to prevent the insurrection of the people and to the benefit of these wealthy landowners and these wealthy business owners. Fuck them. The power is in the people. The land belongs to the people. We are one. Black Lives Matter.
I'm very, very happy to see so many union members out here today. This is what a movement looks like. This is how we're going to have solidarity, bringing together all of these unions. All of these unions. So next up is our comrade and friend, John Wooden. He's with United Academics of Philadelphia. He's also an adjunct professor at the University of the Arts. And he is in another union that is also fighting this notorious Morgan and Lewis. So join me in welcoming John Wooden.
John Wooden, and I'm the Vice President of United Academics of Philadelphia. I just want to take 3 minutes of your time. I want to talk about how my workplace has changed over the years that I've been working at University of the Arts. I've been there since 1989. And during the last 3 decades, I've witnessed 4 university presidents and their administrators restructure faculty labor from majority full-time to majority part-time. Today, part-time workers teach 85% of all of the credits that students earn at the university. Today, part-time teachers have no job security and receive no benefits. I've witnessed the complete elimination of tenure, the deterioration of academic freedom, and the growing fear of arbitrary dismissal for non-renewal for all faculty. I've witnessed the death of self-governance and the obvious disregard that university administrations have for faculty council. I've witnessed the stagnation of faculty salaries and the growth of administrator salaries and highly paid administrator positions. But what happened at my workplace is not unique. Over the last 30 years, the corporatization of universities has run parallel to the decline of labor unions all over this country and the resulting disintegration of the American middle class. 6 years ago, my university administration eliminated health care insurance for all part-time faculty. And the vice president for finance lied to the faculty about the reason. He said that the Affordable Care Act prevented them from continuing health care benefits for part-timers. I asked the question, if that's true, how do other universities still offer part-time faculty health care benefits? How is that other universities can offer their part-timers? Anyone know? Any idea at all? He's a liar, yeah. I got no reply to my question, but the answer is that those universities have faculty who belong to a union. If you belong to a union, you can be a part-timer and still get health care. So, after I figured that out, I spent 3 years having one-on-one conversations with other faculty, and we built the power to form a union. Last Labor Day, we filed for a union election, and in November, we won that election with a 99% landslide. University of the Arts is a hotshot. So today, we are currently negotiating our very first contract. And today, we stand right in front of the law firm that my university administration chose to fight against its faculty. Now, my university administration could have chosen their in-house counsel to negotiate our contract, but they chose Morgan & Lewis. Why is that? My little administration chose the biggest, nastiest, union-busting law firm in the entire country to fight against its workers. My little university administration chose the same law firm that's fighting against the staff union down the street at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. My little university administration chose the same law firm that served as a tax counsel to the Trump Organization since 2005. My little university administration chose the same law firm that the richest man in the world chose to fight against his workers in Alabama, and that is disgusting. So today, standing here, I understand that powerful forces within these walls are aligned to fight against workers' rights. Today, standing here, I understand how important it is for us to speak out and stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in their struggle for positive change in their workplace. Today, standing here in solidarity, I understand that together, we, the people, have the power to make this world a better place. Solidarity. 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 Thank you.
Watch, you're gonna